today's top boxing news.
Okay, we'll start with this. Earlier today, it was announced that New Jersey's own Jadea Green will be returning to action July 20th on the undercard of Jake Paul versus Mike Perry. Same show where Amanda Serrano is supposed to be taking on Stevie Morgan. Jadea will be fighting. Jadea will be looking to rebound off her points decision loss, her one-sided loss, to champion Franchon Cruz.
That surprised me.
Because it's not often, it really isn't often in a stylistic matchup like that one, where a counterpuncher loses to a pressure fighter. Under normal circumstances, the pressure fighter gives that counterpuncher every opportunity they need to get off those counters, whereas in this fight, the unexpected happened.
The pressure fighter won.
Franchon won by doing what she does best and doing what she normally does, throwing punches and bunches, throwing so much, so often at her opponents, it renders them gun-shy. They don't know what to do. Jadea didn't know what to do, and it was surprising because I picked Jadea to win that fight based on the stylistic matchup and her punching power, and I still think she's a stronger puncher, punch for punch, than Franchon, but it means nothing if you don't land, and you can't land if you don't throw. Jadea didn't throw.
She was gun-shy.
Doesn't normally happen to a counterpuncher. It's rare.
Especially a strong counterpuncher. A powerful one like Jadea, because she is strong.
Franchon just barreling forward and crowding her, not giving her the room and the real estate, the time and the space, the real estate to get off a clean shot. She was able to outwork Jadea Green round after round. Now, we're going to see what she's learned. Can she rebound off that loss? She's going to be taking on Natasha Spence.
39 years old.
And what is her rebound fight? She's coming off a loss. They both are, actually. They're both coming off of losses. Jadea and Natasha Spence, both late last year in December. Scheduled for 8 rounds in the women's super middleweight division. Natasha sports a professional record of 8 wins with 4 losses, 2 draws, 6 knockouts, having never been knocked out in 14 professional bouts. To Jadea Green sports professional record of 13 wins with 1 loss, no draws, 11 knockouts, having never been knocked out in 14 professional bouts. Most of the fights Jadea has won. She's won by way of knockout.
Just what I'm telling you, she's strong.
Maybe it didn't seem like it, but there was a lot riding on Jadea Green winning that fight because she seemed very promising, like the next somebody that could shake things up at her around these weights. There are not that many good fighters at middleweight or super middleweight, like heavyweight, just anywhere around there. The talented fighters like Jadea are actually far and few. So when she lost, that took all the air out of the tires for a potential Jadea Green versus Savannah Marshall fight, a potential Jadea Green versus Clarissa Shields fight. When she lost to Franchon, that killed that conversation. Those conversations.
She fought 3 times last year. This is going to be her very first fight of this one.
As stated, she's coming off that loss to Franchon Cruz. Natasha Spence is coming right off a loss to Melinda Watpool.
Watpool.
Why did you say it twice?
Watpool.
Veteran journeywoman Natasha Spence, who's only won 2 of her last 6 fights, just 2, 39 years old. She's a journeywoman. She hasn't been that active in recent years. While she did fight in December of last year, before that, she sat out all of 2022, 2021, 2020, 2019, 2018.
Jesus.
That's saying that Natasha Spence has only had 1 fight in the last 6 years, and it's a fight that she lost.
Jesus.
Question comes to mind, could they not have found someone a bit more formidable for Jadea Green to fight? But that's what I'm always telling you about these weights. There are not that many fighters, let alone good ones, at these weights. So you have to work with what you've got, and this is what Jadea Green has got to work with.
For what it's worth, Natasha Spence has never been knocked out. She's never been stopped. So if Jadea Green manages to stop her, I would be a bit impressed by that.
See if she can knock her out, and what that leads to for what remains of this year. Perhaps another crack at Franchon. Franchon doesn't seem otherwise preoccupied with anything.
We'll talk more about the fight as the fight date approaches.
What was the supplement's name?
Supplement name was the one that they test. I don't know which one it was. Those are the ones
Wait.
So Ryan doesn't even know what he put into his own body?
I have no knowledge of.
What? Okay, so let me just tell you which ones. So we'll know so the world would know not to use the supplements. Which supplements were they?
Like I said, I don't know what supplement. Those are his supplements.
His supplements. Who is he?
Wait, no, hold on, Mill
Scooter,
City.
do you know?
Wait, hold on.
Do you know which one?
Let me, wait, Mill City, hold on. Let me and Ryan talk.
Ever since all of this got started, I've heard that name thrown around. Scooter. Apparently Ryan got the supplements from someone named Scooter.
Puncher in the cooter.
Now, so you saying that Scooter gave you something you don't even know the name of to this day, you don't know what the name of the supplements are.
Those are what the lawyers have, whichever ones that he provided me.
Now, under the rules of strict liability, which we're all aware of by now, as many of these cases as we've seen, ignorance is no excuse that you didn't know and you can't remember.
He gave me 2 of the ones that he gave me. We sent that to a lab. They tested it, and it was tested with Ostrin. He gave me 2 of the ones that he gave me. We sent that to a lab. They tested it, and it was tested with Ostrin
What?
in its tablets.
So now it's not Ring IQ, the content creator, saying it, or some Devin Haney fan. Here you have it from the horse's mouth, from Ryan Garcia himself, that the Osterin they found in his system, according to his legal team, came from supplements that Scooter,
Tongue puncher in the cooter, gave him.
do you need to hear it again?
Play it again.
What?
In its tablets.
What?
So my thing was tainted.
So the whole time that Ryan's bonehead fans have been trying to implicate either Victor Conti or the Haneys or Vada themselves, for supposedly tampering with Ryan's samples,
Well, gee, I guess that was all bullshit.
which is no real revelation, though, because it's coming from Ryan this time, on camera, horse's mouth.
You want to tell me more about Victor Conti and the nefarious plot to sabotage Ryan Garcia?
Which one?
There's no
What
doubt in my mind.
what company? Which one? Which one of the supplements?
Bro, I'm telling you, I don't know what it's called. I just told you that. I just told you.
Right, but that sounds like a lie, right?
Why
That
would
sounds
it
like a lie.
sound like a lie?
Because what I'm saying is because you've been no, I'm just asking because you've been so informative to the people about everything. You would let us know it's okay. Is Scooter the one that slipped the shit on you,
Scooter!
This the bitch in the cooter.
or is it the
Scooter's
this company?
Scooter is the one that gave me the supplements. I'm gonna always stand by the truth. Scooter gave me the supplements. I took the supplements, and then I tested positive.
As much as there are individuals who would suppress the truth or willfully misrepresent it, there will be people like me that bring it back to the center and put the focus where it belongs. I thought it was Victor's fault that Ryan tested positive. I thought that Ryan was being set up.
You remember all that dumb shit you were telling me?
As I attempted to chronicle this situation in its entirety, sequentially, while so many content creators, bigger channels than this one, willfully chose to misrepresent the situation for the purposes of putting money in their own pocket.
And you went along with it.
Because apparently you bozos like being lied to. You like being misled. It's that old Greek proverb that you can knock on a deaf man's door forever. You still don't get it. The truth is out there. Truth, it's always been out there. You just don't listen. You don't want to.
You can't hear it.
Your pea-sized brain, your inferior intellect, will not allow you to process the information as it is. You want a PG Disney version of the story, where Ryan is somehow the victim? The victim of what?
Right here, I'm not
Okay.
scared because
So
if you
so why
scared,
did you
then
say?
you're lying.
Okay, so why did you say that everyone had contaminated, that Victor, that Bill, that me, that everybody
Because
else
I'm
has
very
something?
skeptical. I'm still to this day I'm skeptical. A man that got that was banned from another sport is helping you out.
Well, that's convenient. It seems that didn't bother you until after you tested positive for a banned substance. So now it bothers you that they work with Victor.
Devin Haney and your son
But
has gained. He can lose so much weight, but then gain so much weight and
but
then still fight for
but
12
wait a
rounds.
minute. Is
That
the
screams
but is
cheating.
the
That screams cheating. Let me see if I understand this. A common practice in the sport, cutting a lot of weight to gain a lot of weight on the night, that screams cheating. But testing positive for Osterin, that doesn't.
but is the
That
but did Scooter bring the shit
But
or
answer
did
the
Victor bring the
question:
shit?
why isn't Devin Haney's record non and void? Because he went over the legal weight limit that you can gain after a fight.
There's no fucking
Because that's not cheating. Because that's not breaking a rule. That's a common practice in the sport, and Devin Haney is not the only one that does it.
If you're paying attention.
such thing as going over
That's what they're saying.
the legal weight limit. Because listen, if you
Devin
go
Haney.
If you want to say that Devin Haney is a weight bully, you can, by all means. Please do. But you would have to accuse Brandon Figueroa of the same thing. You would have to accuse Sebastian Fundora of the same thing. David Benavidez. Just a host of other fighters that cut a lot of weight to make weight so they can gain weight the day of.
Here's the kicker.
So you guys didn't think that Ryan Garcia was a very big lightweight? How much weight was he cutting to get down to 135, and how much more weight do you think he was putting on the night of?
You didn't think about that, did you?
Ryan Garcia was something like 5'9", 5'10", at 135 pounds. That's very big.
Even at 140, not that he ever made it.
Do you know how fucking stupid you sound accusing Devin Haney of being a weight bully? Then what the fuck is Ryan? Because Ryan is bigger than him, and he was making the same weight as Devin.
Doesn't that make Ryan a weight bully?
The night of the fight, Ryan Garcia was noticeably bigger than Devin Haney, so much so they looked like they were from different divisions, different weight classes. How much weight do you think Ryan put on the day of the fight?
Stop beating around the bush. You're all a bunch of fucking hypocrites.
The only reason you've been defending Ryan so vigorously the last 3 or 4 weeks is because you wish to qualify a tainted victory.
If it's any other fighter that pops hot after a fight, that's what people are gonna say. That's what you're gonna say. That it's a tainted victory. But because it's Ryan...
Think I'm gonna play by a different set of rules, a special set of rules, because you like Ryan? I don't give a fuck if you like Ryan.
A shit.
A piss. A skid mark stained pair of boxes if you like Ryan. Why the hell would I care if you like Ryan?
You think because you like Ryan, that makes him innocent?
I'm just giving it to you straight, because it's the only way I know how to give it to you.
I think he cheated.
And he knew that he was cheating. The whole time, I think, he knew that he was cheating. This Scooter guy, he's likely being compensated to take the heat.
Take the rap for this. He's the fall guy.
The patsy, so that Ryan can stay innocent in the eyes of bozos like you who can't see the forest through the trees.
He's guilty.
It's what it is, but you can keep pretending if that makes you feel better. Just don't expect me to pretend along with you. In men's heavyweight news, Anthony Joshua on Tyson Fury saying he needs to knock out Alexander Usyk in the rematch. Everybody says that with Usyk. All he's got to do, he's the bigger guy, use his size. But Fury was pushed back most of the fight. Usyk's a very good fighter. Give him his credit. I told you, in spite of everybody's predictions that Fury would be too big, too physically imposing, this guy's losing all that weight because this guy plans on boxing, moving around and staying on the perimeter of the ring. Not taking it to Usyk the way he took it to Wilder. He's going to do the opposite. He's going to box him. Try to draw the smaller man to him. That didn't work.
The second he tried to step into his punches, that's when he got caught.
That's boxing. People hear something that maybe makes a little bit of sense, and they all just start repeating it without thinking about it, that Fury's gonna be too big, too strong. Do you think he's losing all that weight to bully the smaller man?
Use your head.
Anthony Joshua continued, I'm glad that Tyson Fury isn't the undisputed champion. I've always said he's an idiot. He's very disrespectful. He has to step on people to make himself feel good, the way he disrespected Usyk. Rabbit this and middleweight that. It's not good for the sport. If I respect you and you respect me, we can lift this sport up and make people think we are two of the most elite fighters in the world. But Fury will step on you and make you look like a guy who's just walked out of a pub. Then he goes and gets spanked. He deserves it. He deserves all of it. Every ounce of criticism he gets and then some, because even now there are still people trying to pull punches on him.
When Anthony lost to Alexander Usyk, they acted like it was the end of the world, the end of his career, that he lost to what is an excellent fighter.
To not give Alexander Usyk his flowers, they talked about him like he was any cruiserweight, just any cruiserweight USA, any cruiserweight from anywhere.
Like he isn't one of the best cruiserweights, if not the best cruiserweight the cruiserweight division has ever produced. It really boils down to just him and Evander Holyfield.
But to take shots at AJ, they inadvertently took shots at Usyk. This is how these people view boxing.
AJ's got to be a bum because he lost to Usyk. I guess that makes Fury the same kind of bum that AJ is.
AJ, who has declared that he wants to fight Tyson Fury next, regardless of whether he wins or loses the Usyk rematch. I don't mind anymore whether he wins or loses. I just want to fight him. It's been dragged on. Fury ducks a lot of people. He doesn't fight many top-tier people. He needs to get on with it and come and fight me or stop wasting my time.
Ever since Fury came back from his 2-year hiatus, when he came back, It seemed like mentioning Anthony Joshua, irrespective of who he was actually fighting, mentioning Anthony was a big part of his sales pitch.
So when he's fighting Safari, he's talking about AJ. When he's fighting Pianetta, he's talking about AJ. He fights Wilder 3 times, he's talking about AJ.
Otto Valine, he's talking about AJ.
Why, you ask? Because underneath it all, Fury always knew that Anthony Joshua was a more widely accepted and beloved fighter in Britain than he was.
He's the ambassador for the sport, the spokesman that Fury could never be.
But pretends to. Remember when Fury told that lie in 2018? That he was going to donate his entire purse to charity.
His entire purse from the Wilder fight. And what charity was that?
All pretend. All bullshit. All the while, Anthony Joshua is currently working on a strategy. Somewhere for retired boxers and a place to house them, take care of them, after they've retired from the sport. That's reality, and that's the ambassador that he is.
That Fury can only pretend to be.
They used to give Anthony Joshua shtick, used to give him shit, because big brands like him, so he has those corporate sponsorships and those endorsements, where a piece of crap like Fury...
You could never.
Ever. See, the kind of people that perhaps identify with a Fury a little more than a Joshua are the drug addicts and the pear-shaped losers.
The dredges of society.
Low-quality humans. His shtick, his trademark brand of trash talk, goes over best with them.
It's besides the point.
In boxing, there's room for all manner and all spectrum of personas and personalities. Fury's the kind of guy you either love him or hate him.
But it's besides the point.
Beating Alexander Usyk later on this year.
It's besides the point.
AJ wants to fight him. He wants to settle up with him.
Good.
Win or lose later on this year. And that's what I've always told you, that you know who might end up retiring Tyson Fury? Anthony Joshua. Because it's not about a belt with them. It's not about a belt to some belts.
He can win.
He can lose. Anthony is waiting.
He's waiting for you.
And that still would be a very big fight on British soil. It still could be, whether Fury wins or loses later on this year. Now, I think he's going to lose.
But if Baldy Locks wants to prove me wrong, go ahead, prove me wrong.
Either way, I've got AJ knocking you out.
He's gonna knock you out.